Stench Soup.
My name is Tyler Smith. I am a 21-year-old male from West Virginia. Last week was my senior year in college, and after the semester ended, all of my friends were planning to go on vacation, together with their significant others or families. So instead, I decided to take a solo trip around Europe for 2 weeks. When it came time to book my flights, there wasn't much that interested me besides Germany because, well, you know what Germans are like. Ha ha! But after a couple hours searching through various websites, I finally found some cheap tickets departing from New York City to Berlin via Amsterdam. With only 2 days left before I would be taking off on this adventure, I settled down at home with an extra large meal and a couple drinks as usual, but this particular evening turned out to be quite different than most nights prior. I was sitting comfortably on my sofa when suddenly something very peculiar began happening right under my nose. My eyes opened wide in surprise and disbelief when I noticed someone enter the room without even making any sort of sound. I looked up to see who had just entered, but couldn't tell anyone apart until they stood directly in front of me. The strange person then lifted his head upward, while staring back into mine. We locked eye contact for a brief moment, before he slowly walked away towards the kitchen. At first, I didn't understand why I saw this bizarre thing happen, or how this could have possibly happened at all. "Yo," said the stranger, "this place is nice, man. You ever think about opening one of these burger joints?" He continued, going over by the refrigerator and opening it slightly, peering inside for something before closing the door again. As soon as he closed the door, I heard him make an exaggerated laugh, followed by saying, No way, man. There's no way you'd let this fly." This guy kept repeating himself several times throughout the rest of his visit, before finally leaving through the front door, after having taken care of whatever it was that made him so amused. After he left, I sat there confused for what seemed like forever, until eventually falling asleep and waking up the next morning with nothing but more questions running through my mind. A few weeks later, I found myself at home once again, sitting down on my couch with a large meal, another couple beers, and yet another feeling of uneasiness. Since returning from Germany, I've been thinking constantly about the night when this weird incident occurred. It was almost as if the whole encounter was completely normal and nothing unusual at all, but also very odd and extremely strange. I'm still not sure whether this was some sort of nightmare, or if this really did happen in reality. Anyway, back to business. I ate my dinner, then went to bed to sleep off my hangover. However, instead of getting some much-needed rest, I couldn't help but keep tossing and turning in bed, until finally deciding to go downstairs to watch a movie alone on my computer. But after watching the opening credits, I quickly shut the window, before reopening it just for a second, only enough time for me to catch a glimpse of the person who visited me before. He was standing inside, wearing the exact same clothes as that night. Again, without making any noise whatsoever, he was there staring right into my eyes as he walked by towards the front door. Once again, I could hear him make an exaggerated laugh as he closed the front door behind him while walking away. I decided not to say anything about this occurrence because it could possibly be considered crazy talk and people might think I am losing it, although I wasn't even close to being drunk this entire time, so that should have been impossible for it to have happened at all. Now I find myself questioning everything and anything that's happening around me, and what is actually real and what isn't. 1 week after this incident, I woke up early in the morning and went upstairs to get ready for work. When I reached my bedroom, I found a piece of paper lying on my bed. On the note, there was a phone number written in large letters and a short message below. "Call me." I took out my cell phone and dialed the number. A male voice answered on the other end of the line. "Hello? Hello. This is Tyler speaking. Hey man, how are you doing tonight?" "Not too bad," I replied. "And you?" "Good, dude," said the mysterious caller. "We don't need to do any drinking tonight." The stranger then paused for a moment, before laughing loudly once again. It was a very creepy laughter, as if something was deeply amusing about him. After he finished his fit of laughter, he hung up. The following morning, I got a text from an unknown number. "Are you busy tonight?" "No," I replied. "Meet me behind a burger joint at 6:30 p.m. came another message right after. That day passed by quite quickly. Soon after, I found myself driving downtown towards the address that had been sent to me over the text messages. Before long, I spotted what looked like some sort of building or restaurant just outside my view on the side of the road, with a small sign hanging above the front door reading, "The Burger Joint." I parked my car near the back of the establishment and waited. At exactly 6:30 p.m., there was a knock on my window, followed immediately by someone knocking on the driver's door and opening it slightly, without making any sound whatsoever. Standing in front of me was the same weird guy wearing the exact same clothes from last time. As soon as he opened the door, I could hear his exaggerated laugh, followed by saying, No way, man. There's no way you'd let this fly." Then he slammed the door shut before turning around and opening it again. "This place is nice, man. You'd ever think about opening one of these burger joints?" said the stranger who visited my house several weeks prior. Not really," I replied. "Oh man," said the stranger, "you gotta get yourself a real job." He continued laughing hysterically for a good 2 minutes, while looking out towards a street light nearby. After stopping laughing, the mysterious figure turned to face me once again, as if he had remembered something very important that needed to be shared with me right now. "There are 3 types of people in this world. Those that have gone insane, those that never went insane to begin with, and those that are on the verge of going insane. Now, I'm not trying to tell you that you're about to go mad, but I am telling you that you need to watch your surroundings more carefully, because it looks like you may need some help before things start getting really bad." The strange man then walked past me without even saying goodbye and disappeared into thin air.